Oh, we're early. And good evening. We're live here from Spars at the station for our second edition of Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here alongside Casey Gisclair. We got Truck Gisclair filming it on the computer. And also we have Luke Plaison's back at the studio doing a good job for us tonight. Well, Casey, second episode of Inside Tarpon Athletics coming off of a good week for Tarpon Athletics. I mean, the volleyball team competed. Football in their game Friday night played extremely well.
Sure.
And looking to have fun tonight with some coaches and talking high school and also middle school sports.
It is a relief that we are no longer in the preseason. It is a relief that we are now talking about games that matter. We're counting power points. We're talking about win-loss records. And you're right. It was a good week one for South Lafourche High School all across the board. But the best part about the season being here is there's another week to look forward to. Week 2 is going to be even better. We've got a lot of coaches who are going to be coming on throughout the course of the show and looking forward to chatting with all of them about the progress that they're going to be looking to make in the next couple of weeks.
Please tell me you're not looking at the power rankings already.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not yet. Next week, yeah, probably so.
Yeah, and possibly not even next week now because you still have to start paying for to look at it, right?
Depends who you're talking to.
Well, right now.
They got some people out there that are working on getting them out there for free, but more about that at another time.
Well, look, if it's going to happen, you better not make me pay and tell me, hey, you get it for free here.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, it's not going to be free for you, but it'll be free for everyone else.
Okay, we'll see about that. We have LCO volleyball and Golden Medal volleyball scheduled to come in tonight at Spars, but we got word that they got games on Monday. I haven't gotten a schedule to look at, so we kind of had a little mix-up there with volleyball coaches from the middle schools. It's going to be hard for them to get here at 6 o'clock. Future shows, we might just bump them a little bit later in the show to see if they can make it.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, man, they're busy. It just so happens Monday is their play date. They are actually starting parish play today, so they're ready to rock and roll. And we're looking forward to maybe even by the time we're getting off of the air here, getting results from some of those matches and seeing how our local teams shake out there on the middle school side.
We also have a swim meet going on. It's an away swim meet. Coach Corey texted me a little earlier, gave me a list of some athletes who already made their mark for state. They qualified for the state meet already, so that's a good thing there for Tarpon Athletics. But let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors for making this possible. Again, Spars at the station. Stop by. We are here till about 8 o'clock. That's Spars at the station, 168-16 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Peak Performance, Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber, Maxed Outdoors, Almost Heaven Nutrition, Tiny Tools Prenatal Imaging, Lafourche Parish Fire District 3, Galliana Fresh Market, Mrs. Brandy's Doggy Daycare, Performance Automotive, and Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7, Mr. Henry Lafont. Thank you guys so very much for helping us bring Inside Tarpon Athletics to our community. Casey, a little bit, let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about the game that we were at on Friday night. Tarpon's played well. Just the ball didn't bounce their way a few times, but overall it was a well-played game.
Yeah, it was. Thibodeau gets a 21-14 win, and I know a lot of people are disappointed by that because at the end of the day you're 0-1. But perspective, they had you in running time in the first half last year, and they have a lot of pieces back just like South Lafourche does. The thing that's going to bother BJ and his staff ultimately at the end of the day is you had so many chances to win this football game. You had opportunities in the red zone, couldn't convert. You had opportunities, to make big plays, maybe underthrew or overthrew a ball here or there. Had a couple of turnovers, had a couple of untimely mistakes. And those are the things that, looking back at it in totality, if just a couple of those things go differently, you're sitting at 1-0 and you're feeling so much better about things. But we left the stadium saying, hey, look, it was a better performance. And we also left the stadium saying, hey, if South Lafourche's defense all year long is going to give up a trick play and then a short field touchdown and then the other score on a pick six, this team's going to win a lot of games. It was defensively, they were lights out. They played very well. They got off the field on third downs. They forced some turnovers of their own. And I think that was the biggest takeaway is, look, it was a defense that gave up 40 points a game last year. It's a defense that's not going to give up 40 points a game this year.
No, and it's one of these games where Coach Young and his staff in a couple of weeks, they're going to be looking at either the film or looking at the results. And when you look back at it, ask you this one question. What did Thibodeau do on offense? And the answer is not much.
Hit a trick play at the beginning of the game.
And they still came away with the victory. So it's Mike there. He goes, so you look at it there, and it's frustrating where they did enough things to win the game. Just the ball did not bounce their way. And I go back to that punt from Thibodeau in the fourth quarter where it was kind of a low line drive punt, and it was coming in so fast. There's nothing Terrence could have done. And they hustled down and down the ball like about the 1-2 yard line. And that right there was huge.
Yeah, it ended up being the difference in the game. Tarpons are pinned in a hole. They have to try to get out of that hole. And in the process, they throw an interception that got returned for a touchdown. So special teams was a big factor. And look, while we're talking about special teams, the South Lafourche special teams was very good. Their return game was good. Their coverage game was good. They made their extra points. Tyrese, we were saying it throughout the broadcast, one of the MVPs of the game, punting the ball, flipping the field. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it was a play that Thibodeau also made on special teams that went a long way in allowing them to get a win.
Yeah, Tarpon special teams most definitely played an extremely well-played game. And the thing is, their kick coverage was good because these Thibodeau Tigers had nowhere to run. And they tried to come on the short side of the field. Nothing was there. And we would try to use their speed to try and get to the outside. The Tarpons had that contained as well.
No doubt. And look, going forward, I think one of the big things that B.J. Young is going to want to see, and it is what it is, the offensive line group's going to have to play a little better. They were not running the football as effectively as they thought they would in that game. So it was a little bit of a gut check. And B.J. said it after the game. He said, hey, we have the ball inside of the 5-yard line. We got to score right there. Tried to run the football a couple times, no gain, whatever it may be. You try a little gizmo at the end, you run a little toss. South Lafourche really thinks the bread and butter of their team this year is going to be up front. They think they got 3 college-level players up front. You got to be able to jam the ball in right there. I think it's going to be a little bit of a gut check to those boys. Hey, got to go the extra mile and be able to punch that thing in there at the end, because it was a little surprising to see them struggle in a condensed field late in that situation for sure.
Yeah, and they were going up against a very tough and physical defensive front from Thibodeau. And, yeah, you're right. The yards were hard to come by, but Landon Dardar ran the ball extremely hard. He picked up some tough yards on some of these carries, getting hit sometimes behind the line of scrimmage or right at the line of scrimmage. But he kept fighting and picked up positive yards.
Sure did. And look, we also saw the versatility of, a Landon Jarvis. We saw, Dre get in the backfield as well. And then you and I were talking about this before we hit record and went live. I mean, what can you say about number 1 in blue, man, or I guess in white on Friday? By the end of the game, Thibodeau was just basically saying, hey, he's not going to beat us anymore. They were putting brackets on him, and guess what was happening? He was still beating them. It was unbelievable. The route running, his ability to get open, his ability to make catches in traffic. Terrence Petru's a special, special player. We saw him going both ways, making an impact in the secondary. He set 2 more receiving records on Friday. It's going to be an unbelievable season for number 1.
And look, those 2 touchdown passes, Mack put the ball exactly where he needed to, where no one else could have caught in the ball except Petrie. And just the timing of it and the placement of the ball was on point. And Terrence on defense one time, Casey, the ball was run opposite his side. He came, ran the line of scrimmage, and made a play behind the line of scrimmage, tackling that quarterback. So now that was good to see on that side of the ball with Terrence playing some physical defense. But you can't – when I went back and watched the game, the Tarpon linebackers and Tucker Dontan stood out for me, where he would come up to try and fill a gap, and if the ball was on like a little screen pass to the outside, he just didn't turn and watch. he hustled down and ended up assisting or making a tackle several times. So the play of Tucker Dantin behind those defensive linemen, he had a pretty good game.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Look, the tackling was more crisp. The ability to keep the plays in front was better. You were mentioning it several times during the broadcast. How many times did Thibodeau have a 9 or 10 play drive that would eventually stall out? They would get a holding penalty. A snap would go over a kid's head, whatever it may be. Well, last year, those were not 9 and 10 play drives. Those were 3 and 4 play drives that they were breaking along when they were scoring, and then boom, they're in the end zone. The longer you can make a high school offense go, the more likely a 16 through 18-year-old kid is going to mess something up. That's just the reality of the situation. The Tarpons limited the big plays, and as a result, they were much more effective on the defensive side.
Yeah, no doubt. And you make them go these long drives, and you bend but don't break. And look, the Tarpons defense, very, very well played game overall, and they did enough. They did enough for the team to win the game. It's just, again, the balls didn't bounce the Tarpons' way.
So tell me about this. Tell me about Pearl River a little bit. I know you've watched a little bit of film, and we're going to get some Tarpon football folks in here to make some things shake there. But you watched a little tape. They did get a win against St. Martin's on Friday night. St. Martin's, if you do like I did and you go back and you say, okay, well, what did St. Martin's do last year? You'll be intimidated because you'll see they were 8-2. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute. St. Martin's had that kid that's playing for LSU right now in Harlan Berry. He's no longer there. I don't think that they're going to be as effective this year as they were last. But Pearl River beat them. They're 1-0. What are you seeing on tape?
I think it's a well-coached team you're going to see. They're going to try and be physical up front. And I just think without that back Badon that they had last year, they still can be a good team. But I believe the Tarpons, again, if you look at it on paper, would have the advantage. But you don't play the game on paper. And which team is going to prepare better this week for their kids to be ready to go on Friday night is going to be, I think, a big part of the game.
Don't you think it's – and look, I know it's only week 2 of 10. But don't you think that because South Lafourche is still in Division I as opposed to they were hoping to be in Division II, it's a more competitive playoff bracket to get into? Don't you think that it's a really big game Friday? Because you don't want to be 0-2, man. Like, you got to get wins in Division I. Division II, you could be 4-6, wherever you can get in. Division I, you got to be above 500. That makes this game, to me, feel a little bit more important than it otherwise would be.
It is for several reasons. It's your first home game. You're coming off a loss, so you want to get rid of that loss bug, out the way. You want to prepare well this week, and I think it is a big game for the Tarpons. Not the end of the season game, but you want to get back on the winning track because that can set you up for a couple of weeks later. And the game next after this Friday, you got Central. So that's going to be a big game. But you got to handle Pearl River first. But, it's definitely going to be a big game for the Tarpons.
I just pulled out my roster, and there was a couple of names I wanted to shout out. You mentioned Tucker Dantin. Isaiah Duncan, I thought, played really, really well. Joao Arujo was all over the field. Rez Due. A lot of those boys on that Tarpon defense, just to name a few, were doing really, really good things. And a quick note, on the Tarpon football side, there's no junior varsity game this week. With Pearl River, it just would be impossible to make 2 trips. And they were trying to find a separate school, whatever, it didn't work out. So there's no junior varsity game on Wednesday. So the Tarpons lose out on an opportunity to play a JV game this week.
Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back from the break, we're going to be talking some South Lafourche cross country. Coach Eric Zach is in the house along with Coach Brendan Adams. So we're going to be talking cross country right after this break right here. Let's take a 2-minute break, Luke. 2-minute break. We're going to be back right after this on KLAB. And welcome back here to Spars at the station. Again, we're here till about 8 o'clock at 168, Highway 3235 in Cutoff. I'm trying to see what he's looking at. Again, we're here inside Tarpon Athletics. We're going to get to our first guest of the evening. We're going to have South Lafourche cross country coaches and Josh Guidry, one of their I was going to say players, but one of their runners here.
Yep.
Coach Adams, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Let us know how y'all first meet of the season went.
Yeah, we're very excited. We went Saturday to Peltier Park.
There you go.
We went Saturday to Peltier Park in Thibodaux. It was a meet hosted by E.D. White, and our boys ended up placing 4th place. We had a very solid crew going. The only teams that beat us were very powerhouse schools. And we our girls went out there. We had 4, so we didn't have enough to make a team. But they performed very well, more than what we were expecting.
So, Coach, how many teams were there?
We had, I believe it was 11 full teams.
And is that pretty much the set amount y'all have, like teams to go up against all year?
No, it depends where we go. Like at our meet, I think last year was maybe 8 or 7. Depending where we go. When we go to Highland Park, there's, I don't even know, like 50. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Let's bring Josh into this conversation here. Josh, what motivates you to run? Because it's a tough sport, single, individual sport, but you got to have self-motivation, first of all, because if not, I just don't see it how you can do it.
Really, for me, it's just the great support group I have. A lot of friends, family, my 2 coaches right here. They keep me going. I mean, that's really all I need.
Now, I know right now it's kind of, the weather was warm. It's starting to cool off a little bit, but do you find yourself getting up earlier in the morning and run before school to get your workout in?
Absolutely. I mean, most days, Monday through Thursday, our practice is after school. Friday mornings, we have a team practice before school, but every day I get up early, I run.
What is the furthest distance you can run, let's say in a week of competition in your workout? Like when you're training during the week, do you run just 1 mile a day, or is it 2 miles, sometimes more than others?
Way more than that. I'm trying to average about a 30-mile week right now, and that's between my 2 workouts. That's a workout can look like anything. It can be a long run. It could be what I call a tempo run, something short, fast, whatever.
What does like the day of a race look like for you in terms of, do you try to get carbs? Do you eat light hydration? Like, what does that all look like to run the 3 miles and get ready for the race?
Well, if you're asking about diet here, that's really an all-the-time thing. As a runner, I have to drink a lot of water, get my carbs up really high. A race day morning, like I'll give you a Saturday. I woke up early. I had half a donut. I probably shouldn't have. I had some strawberry yogurt, some grapes, a lot of water, a little bit of Powerade. Then I ran my race.
That's awesome.
Now, when you say you ran your race, do you go in knowing your competitors? Like, you might say, well, I know this guy's going to be in the field. He might start out fast, but I'm going to do like my own plan, what I want to get done.
A lot of the times my race, revolves around these other athletes. Because, running against them for 4+ years, I know the way they race. I know some people like to go out fast, and then they don't finish as strong. Personally, my race ends very strong. That's how I finish. So I just like to stay pretty close to the top group, and then I do my thing, outkick them at the end.
Josh, a lot of times the football players tell me there's no feeling like when it's the fourth quarter, they're not tired, but the guy they're blocking is. When you're in that situation where you're just a little bit behind, but you could see they're starting to slow down a little bit, and you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm not even tired at all. That's got to be an amazing feeling, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're saying afterward you're on, it's a 3-mile race?
3 mile to a 5K, so about.
And not tired?
That's it. He said
Yeah.
it, not me. I can't even drive 3 miles and not get tired.
Coach Adams, how does the rest of this week look like? I think most of y'all meets on Saturday mornings. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir. We have just a regular training week this week. Friday we have like a little inner squad, I guess you could say scrimmage that we're going to put together in our Friday morning practice, where it's just we'll take the team, split them in two, and have a little meet just together just to see where we at. And then the following week we'll have another meet.
Coach Zach, I know you involved heavily in the FFA. How do you manage your time? Well, you know, after school you got to do a lot of things with your students to get ready for competitions and the things that they have. How you balance that time where, you know, and you got to give some of your time to cross country and some to your students after school?
Well, right now we have we're starting our speaking contests and soil judging, but they're in everything too. So we're going to do it after 5 o'clock, and they're going to come later, and I'm going to stay later.
So that's a pretty long day for you.
Yes. Yeah,
Not till 5. Yeah.
Josh, let me ask you this, man. I know that you're very, very good at what you do. Is this something you intend to do beyond South Lafourche High School?
That question's really been on my mind a lot lately. Last year too. Going into my senior year, it's really hard to think about my future and what I'm going to do after I leave South. Right now, I plan on going to LSU for engineering, so that's not in the plan, but
You never know.
I guess it's whatever God has in store for me.
Now,
Amen.
I think I know the answer to this. Where did you get your love for running?
Well, really, running is deep-rooted in my family. My grandpa's in here. My mom, y'all are very familiar with her. So even my older brother, Bo, he got me into it. I love them all, and I'm very thankful for them all bringing me here.
Josh, let me ask you this. I know the last time we had Coach Adams and Coach Zach on, one of the things they were telling us was that you and your brother were a big part of growing back the program. You guys were recruiting the halls and telling your buddies, like, hey, come on out and run, man. Like, what's it like to be one of the team leaders of a sport like that?
I mean, it's a great feeling. You know, I like to think I'm a friend of a lot of people. And just to make friends and grow the sport that I love, it's just nothing better.
Sure.
Coach, well, Zach, you have the headsets on. What's coming up next for the cross-country team?
Like Brendan said, we have our inner squad. We're going to divide up into teams and have our own, look like a scrimmage Friday. And then following, we have a meet at Bruley High School.
Dang, that's a good ways.
Yeah.
But do y'all, when you have this in a squad, y'all kind of put anything on the line? If the team wins, you give them something, or
Snickers bar.
I was thinking maybe some donuts or something we could. Yeah.
Well, look, when Josh is not looking, take a couple of them koozies right there, and that can go to the winning team.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. Y'all were saying earlier that on the girls' side ran 4 but weren't able to make the whole team. Is there an opportunity to maybe run a 5th, or do you only have 4?
No, we have several.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
We have one that's coming back from a little hip injury, but she started running today. And then we had 2 soccer girls that had a travel meet this weekend were unable to come, but they've been running really well. And another one that was in she was in the band, so they had their marchathon this weekend.
Good deal.
Lately, how has the weather been for you guys after, let's say after school wise, not in the morning, if you run after school, how has it's been hot?
Oh, yeah.
And look, how do you prepare for that? Because if you're racing on a Saturday morning, I mean, I guess you can build your base running in the afternoons when it's hot, but it has to make you feel a lot better knowing that on Saturday morning it's going to be a little cooler.
I mean, last time the coaches were here, I tuned in and gave it a listen. I heard they talked about how we modified our practices. We were inside and outside. Personally, I prefer running outside because, I mean, if you can run 3 miles fast in the heat, you can run 3 miles even faster in the morning whenever it feels great.
So, look, I know a lot of people might say, well, it's hot, we can't go outside, we got to practice inside. You saying you rather practice outdoors. I mean, you are competitive, of course. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, man. I'm rocking my Tarpon Band T-shirt right now. I know you're a member of the Tarpon Band.
Yes, sir.
You're probably not allowed to give away any of these secrets until we see the show, but how's the show coming along this year?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah?
I'm loving it.
What's it like on Friday night to be watching your fellow classmates perform and, you know, playing the tunes and everything? That's got to be a great experience, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's, I mean, it's almost like cross country. It's a tight-knit family.
That's awesome.
It's great.
well, guys, congratulations on the results from this past Saturday. 2 weeks, we're going to be back over here. Hopefully, we can hear some more positive results from Tarpon Cross Country.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Keep up the good work, guys.
All right, that was Coach Adams, Coach Zach, and Josh Guidry with the South Lafourche Cross Country team. Such a great job they're doing. And, you know, one thing that they did that they're doing a good job of is getting more student athletes out there to participate. And I think with Josh, it's such a good job where, look, I'm going to get my friends to come out and run. And I just think that is a very positive thing where you can build a program is getting more and more people out.
You know, man, Joe Touton says this all the time, and I'm going to steal it here for a South Lafourche thing. He says winners win. That young man there's a winner. Like, we were talking to him, and I was speaking with his mother before he came on and said, hey, he's nervous. Didn't sound like he was nervous to me.
No,
he was speaking extremely well, talking about he wants to go to LSU, be an engineer and all that. That dude is a winner. And whenever that's one of your kids that's leading your program, you're going to have success. When that's the guy that's circling the wagons and getting people involved, you're going to have success. And when you attach really good coaching to that, Coach Zach and Coach Adams, that's when you have your program that was starting to shrink a little bit but is now growing back again. And it's so super awesome to see. Proud of that kid, Josh, proud of that coaching staff, proud of that program. They're doing it the right way. They had a great first start. They're going to continue to put things together, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. And, again, it starts with you just getting the people out there. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, mercy. When we get back, we're going to talk some South Lafourche volleyball right here on Inside Tarpon Athletics. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on KLEB. Welcome back here to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. We're live at Spars at the station. We're located at 16816 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Come stop by. We're going to be here till 8 o'clock talking some Tarpon Athletics, also some middle school volleyball and football. Next we have with us Coach Jamie Sheremy from the Lady Tarpon Volleyball Program. Coach, how we doing this evening?
Doing good, thank you.
Man, y'all been very busy
We have
the
been
last
busy.
week or so, and just talk about the play of your team.
Oh, look, you would think us being 2-3 right now that I wouldn't be happy with their play, but I couldn't be happier. I keep smiling because they're just working so hard and they're playing against the absolute best teams in the state, and we're getting so close. And one of these days it's going to be ours, our win, and just preparing them for the off season early on.
And Coach, you said it's going to prepare y'all for later.
For playoffs, sorry.
Yeah, and look, these close games may not be going your way now, but it's giving them confidence knowing that they can play with some of these top teams in the state. And, you know, sooner or later, you keep banging that rock, sooner or later it's going to break for you.
Yes, absolutely. It's just at the end, and I talked to the girls about that a lot mentally, about not fearing mistakes, not not taking off of the aggressiveness. You know, I found we kind of got laxed in third sets of some games, took off some aggressiveness, gave them easier shots. And we know when you give teams like that easier shots, they're going to take advantage of those shots. So I just want them to be fearless, and I think we're just working on those mental blocks right now.
And how is the mindset, with your team? Because, I mean, coming off these close wins, it's got to hurt them a little, but still.
Yeah. They're very competitive. After the Newman loss in 3 sets on Thursday, Miss Andy Fusel, State Hall of Famer from Assumption, she came in the huddle and she talked to him and she said, "This is why you play these games. It's September. This is not hurting you. This is only helping you and getting you prepared for the off season." So it made them feel a little bit better, not just hearing it from me and my assistant coaches.
Yeah, it's okay to lose these close games now, but come
We gotta learn how to win
October,
them.
you get.
That's it.
And look, Coach, the one thing that I really like about your ladies right now is the fact that while they're going through some adversity, it's not seeming to bother them. And what I mean by that is you lose a close one Thursday against Newman, you come right back and beat Lutcher. You lose a close one against Turlings that, frankly, I watched that. You guys had that third set. Come right back and beat Central Catholic. So it's not spilling over and getting into the minds of the kids. It's not rattling them.
Correct. And I mean, the Central Catholic match last year, that was a 5-set thriller at home. And to come in and be calm and to be able to take it in 2 was nice. Now we face them again next week, and, you know, they'll be hungry for some more. So we'll see. Hopefully we can make it a 3-set for that match.
And Coach, I know when opposing teams are coming in now to the tank, they got to worry about the crowd.
Yes,
because
they do.
it is a big, loud crowd. And it's crazy because you get good crowds right now. You can take a picture of your next home match, then compare it to a picture maybe later in the season and see how much more of a difference it's going to be, because that gym's going to get, every day it's getting more and more people.
Yes, we love the student section that comes out, parents, families. My family comes out. We're just supported by everybody.
Coach, your schedule is so doggone busy coming up. You got Haynes tomorrow, Thibodeau Wednesday, Patterson Thursday, Parkview Saturday. The next Monday, Central Catholic. Then the Tuesday, Central Lafourche. Then the Wednesday, St. Charles. Got a game just about every day coming up. Talk about the challenge of staying physically fresh and making sure that you have legs to cover all those matches.
Yeah, at some point we're going to use a little bit of our bench. We know when to do that. And they'll have some breaks. Homecoming coming up. We had to take most of that week off, move some things around. And Parkview was an added match that Coach Chip Didier saw us play at the Wellness Center, and he said, "We want to play y'all. You know, like, we want to play y'all." So it just made the beginning of our season just that much more difficult. And then when you go to these tournaments, like we talked about last time, we don't know who we're going to meet up with. And it just so happened that we met up with some really tough competition. So the beginning of our season, there's a difficult schedule, but we're facing it, and the girls are facing it, and they're stepping up to the challenge.
And what a testament to your program where you have a legend like Chip Didier is going to come and I want to play y'all. Because a lot of schools, if they see the Lady Tarpon volleyball team, like, I don't want to play them, they too good. But when you have a legend and a great coach like he has to come and say, I want to play you girls, that's got to be nice.
And he thought like he would maybe have to convince me to want to play them. I'm like, oh no, we're going to make it work. We're going to do it.
That's awesome. Got Haynes Academy tomorrow. They're a defending state champion. They played Central Lafourche last week. It went their way. How's a call and just kind of swap notes? Like, how does that work?
Oh, I got the video on them. We've watched it. The coaches watched it. The girls have watched it. We're going to go out there with a game plan. And, the girls saw them, and they're just like, bring it on. Let's do it. They're not intimidated. They're not bothered. They know what to look for. They know their tendencies. Like, we've done everything we could do to prepare. And they had a wonderful practice today also.
And how much film work are you watching film? How much of an advantage it is? Because normally you would think football, basketball, watching film, and not so much like volleyball, but that's a big part of it, right?
Yes. Like they have one big player, one of the sisters graduated last year. The younger sister's still there, and she's their go-to. So we watch her tendencies. We watch where they run her out of. That way we can plan our block. So the film is a huge part of everything, and I know they're watching film on us. So we also have to prepare for that and be ready to change some things up.
Coach, what are some areas of play right now that you're looking at saying, okay, for us to get over that hump, we got to do these things? Is it something on defense? Is it service game? Where are some areas that you are always looking to kind of polish up to try to climb that ladder?
So always our block, especially when you're running against Sterling's Catholic with a real fast offense, an incredible setter. I mean, she ran that offense so quickly. So we wanted to make sure our block is ready. So we did a lot of transition footwork, a lot of speed on the block. Serving. We want to be a better serving team, and it might cause us to miss a few serves, but we want to be a little more aggressive, serving the ball between the top and the antenna and the net, trying to get a few more aces, and then always serve receive. We know we're going to have a challenge tomorrow with Haynes. They have some incredible servers. We have a plan for that, just kind of working on split stepping, moving quickly, reading the server. So just a lot of little things that we're trying to just fine tune.
And Coach, watching some of y'all matches, it's unreal how long some of these points can go, where someone's coming with a spike, but then some little girl in the back row is going to dive out of bounds or whatever and hit it. But there's no way how you can practice for that, right? That just got to come within games.
Yeah. One of the things that we try to do in practice, we really pushed that a lot today, was getting them tired. Throwing in ball after ball after ball. Like one coach on one side, just that way they're running, they're transitioning on, off, because they're going to be out of breath in games. Yeah. And we want to make that a little bit easier for them. So we've been really pushing them to just not having the rest, just ball after ball in there.
I like what you said a minute ago about the service game, where you're open to more errors if they're going to be hitting more lines. I mean, yeah, you could get 100% of them over if you're just lollipopping it over, but that's not what you want. You want them to take the challenge of, hey, let's go and try to put that thing on the floor.
Correct. Like I call it a good miss. A good miss is a foot from the back line.
Yeah.
You're pressuring them, you're making them think a little bit. A bad miss is straight into the net. That's avoidable. We want to try to avoid those.
Coach, you got these minute timeouts. How many timeouts y'all get in a match?
2 per set. 2 per set. So if we go 3 sets, we'll get 6 total. 1 minute, and we just try to really just calm them down. And then if we have a hitter that's really hot, we'll tell our setter, hey, we're going to get the pass. We're going to get the pass, and we're going to feed this person the ball, and we'll get the ball back.
And it's like game of runs and emotions, right, where it's crazy that how much you call a timeout to break someone's serve. It's like how many times that works. It's crazy.
Yes, you just don't like it when it works against you.
Yeah.
Look, take me back all the way to the Curtis match. I know that's one that's going to sting a little bit, but you're up 2 sets. You actually were leading in the 3rd set. When the wave started to turn, what was your message to the kids to try to get them to stop that?
I just wanted them to calm down and relax and stop playing complacently. Like they started to get a little too relaxed, and then to be safe, they would give little lollipops over and stop being aggressive. Like I want that. If we're going to go out, we're going to go out aggressively. We're going to go out swinging. Because, like I said earlier, if you give Haynes John Curtis a free ball, they're coming at you. It's too easy. So I'd rather go down swinging. We missed the line by a foot. At least we can say we went down swinging.
And I'm not sure if we spoke about this on air. I know off air it may have been, but how much of a positive thing it is for you to actually be at South Lafourche all day compared to maybe teaching another school and coming after?
So much easier. I can see the girls during the day, ask them how they're doing. It's just nice to be able to see them and keep up with them. And then after the season especially, I'll be able to see them, know what's going on. And then I have 7th period volleyball PE. we can watch film. I can condition. I'll be able to condition them all year and do a lot of weights and everything that I had no control over before. So our administration was awesome, just, making that work for us.
Had some injury issues last year. So far, knocking on wood, I think everybody's mostly healthy, correct?
We are. We are healthy
Love
right
to
now.
hear it. Love to hear it.
Coach, what are some things that the Lady Tarpons have to do well tomorrow to come out with a victory?
Serve receive. 110% serve receive. If we can serve receive, our offense will do the rest. And props to our defense because they have been working so hard, gotten so many compliments from other coaches. And as a former defensive player myself, that's always the part that I'm harder on defense, and they don't get enough credit. And defense has been working so hard. So hopefully they're ready. I know they're ready. They're confident, and if they pass the ball, I think we can take Haynes.
Coach, thanks so much for coming in once again, joining us. Best of luck tomorrow and the rest of this week and next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Really quick, times tomorrow. It's JV 4:30 and varsity to follow.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Coach Jamie Sheremy, head coach of the Lady Tarpon volleyball program. Now, look, man, they off to a 2 and 3 start, but
don't pay attention to
that.
No,
don't. And again, it's what we talked about today on Play-by-Play, where the seeding is going to make so much of a difference when it's all said and done, because they get the experience they get it now, even though if they lose in these close games, it's so invaluable experience that they get now playing in these close games, and that's going to pay off in playoff time.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Playing some of the best teams in the state of Louisiana, pushing them to the limit and getting that exposure. It's invaluable, man. Those girls are going to be ready for the playoffs for sure.
And when they start seeing these crowds getting bigger and bigger, it gives them just more to work for, because the more you win, they come.
Absolutely.
They're going to be there making noise, and that is a huge advantage.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back from our break, Casey and I are going to talk maybe some alumni golf tournament coming up in the near future with Bruce Lee. So we're going to be back in 2 minutes right here on KLEB. Inside Tarpon Athletics, we're live here at Spars at the station at 16816 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Come on, stop by, tell us hello, come chat a little bit of Tarpon Athletics, middle school athletics. We're here till 8 o'clock. Before we get to our next guest, Casey has a scoreboard update.
I sure do. Want to thank our fine friends at Golden Meadow Middle School for letting us know that Golden Meadow and Raceland on the middle school volleyball side is heading to a decisive third set right now. So they are tied up. and winner take all in the last set.
All right.
Should be fun.
Hopefully they can maybe stop by if we got time before 8 o'clock where we can get a little update from their coach. But let's go switch gears a little bit, and we're not going to talk high school sports, but it's a sport. We're going to talk to Bruce Lee about an upcoming golf tournament. Bruce?
Yeah, South Lafourche High School Athletics, we have our annual alumni golf tournament coming up in 2 weeks, September 19th to the 21st. Been going on, I think this will be the 4th year that we've done. We kind of piggybacked off the softball fundraiser. So it's a good event, man. It's a good time. It's a good way to raise money for all the sports involved, and it's just good way to get the community involved and give them an opportunity to give back.
Now, in order to participate in this golf tournament, you have to be a graduate of South Lafourche High School?
You have to be a graduate of South Lafourche High School, or you have to have attended South Lafourche High School as your last high school. So for the older generation, a lot of them, didn't finish school or whatever. If South Lafourche was the last school you attended, you are eligible to play.
And just to clarify, Paul Trahan, does that mean attendant coming call a game at South? You have to attend classes, right?
Hey, I'm part of the official association, so I'm a
No comment.
Yeah, okay. But tell us how someone wants to get involved and wants to participate.
Yeah, so Josh Full, graduate of 2012, he kind of handles part of everything. So we have a group created on Facebook. You can reach out to him through Facebook Messenger. It's a 4-man scramble format, $400 entry fee, so it comes out to $100 a person. And I think the way they have it set up this year, we have 25 teams that's registered now. We could take a max of 48 teams. So we're still looking for some teams. We have, I want to say, speaking to him earlier, we have about 15 or so teams that are spoken for. But first come, first serve. You pay your entry, you in. So we're not going to hold out on anybody's word. So you come show up with some money, we'll let you in. And I think the way we do it, everybody plays around either Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon. And they get the top 16 scores advanced to Sunday. And we do a championship-style format.
That's cool.
Change it up to match play. So it makes it interesting.
And there's no extra fee if you make it a Sunday.
No extra fee if you make it to Sunday. It's all included. We do have some generous volunteers. I don't know them offhand, but they do provide a meal for everybody on the Saturday, and we do have a meal provided for the teams that tee off on Friday afternoon. We got 2 tents. We do have a live-style golf tent set up on hole 5, mostly run by Mr. Brock Danos and his cast of characters.
Say less. Say less.
And look, man, it's a good way to come out and have fun and incorporate the younger generation that's not as into the quote unquote golf etiquette as the rest of them. So,
hey, look, the one cool thing about golf is on the softball side, eventually the knees give out. You can't run anymore. And we're seeing that now. You got the early '90s and late '80s are some of the last ones playing. Golf, you could have classes from the 70s and everything still out there hitting and competing, and so it gets a chance to kind of bring the young with the old a little bit all together in one spot.
Absolutely. I think the oldest team we have so far registered is 1975. So
that's awesome.
Just gives a little bit of perspective. It gives everybody a chance to get involved, right? Like you said, softball's more of the takes more of a toll on your body,
yep.
if you say. So yeah, man, golf, we got a lot of people willing to give back, a lot of people wanting to give back, and that gives them an opportunity to do that.
And I'm sure this is more of a relaxed atmosphere compared to like with a softball, where they're still competitive, but it's not like a softball tournament.
Correct. And look, you got your guys that are out there that they know they're not making it to Sunday, right? They're there to give back and have fun, and you embrace it, and you come out, you drink some alcohol and enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about, connecting back with old teammates, old buddies, and getting together for a weekend of fun.
You brought up alcohol. Is that part of the fee or?
No, so that's all sold separately. $400 is just your entry to play golf. Everything, it includes your meal, but it doesn't include your alcoholic beverages. I want to say years past, and I think we're going to do the same thing this year. We'll include a water or a Gatorade or a Coke or something like that with your meal. But if you want to have your adult beverages, it'll cost you.
Let me ask you this, Bruce. I know you said you were class of 2012 with Mr. Josh Fulla, who's an exceptional golfer. How many of your shots are they going to use?
Well, usually when Josh and I play together, we both play terribly.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's good for him or me, but usually when I play, we could use about 3 or 4 of my shots. So we'll take that. We also have Mr. Brian Williams, big MBS golf guy in Baton Rouge, who opened up a business out there. He supports South Lafourche Athletics in every way he can, so want to give him a little shout out. He's also on the team, so we're going to have a 2-man scramble basically, and the other 2 of us will just be there to enjoy the show.
Yeah, and I'm sure they have people watching, make sure there's no cheating going on.
Yeah, so what happens is we get a 4-man, 2 teams of 4 men each, and we play the hole together. So there's no people turning in scores of 27 under, right, like happens at the other charity events. So, yeah.
So that you and your gang are out.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
No, I'm saying it for you. That's right.
Making
right.
accusations over here. You're accusing me of cheating. I don't even play.
So again, if somebody wants to join in,
yeah, reach out to. You could also reach out to Thailand's Country Club. They have sign up forms over there. Like I said, $400 entry fee, and like I said, it's just a good time, man. And even if you're not playing, you can come out and support. We're gonna have tents set up. We're gonna have a lot of things going on under the tent: food, music, everything of that sort. You want to come watch some golf? You're more than welcome to come on the course, walk around, watch anybody, heckle people. I mean, talk trash. It's all welcomed. It's all welcomed and encouraged.
Hey, let me ask you this, Bruce. One of the things that in our community, I think we need to talk a lot about is the renovations that have been going on in Thailand. That place is gorgeous. There was a time 10, 15 years ago where they didn't have the funding and it wasn't what it was now. But there's an energy to bring it back. You play a lot. That place is on the ups, brother.
Yeah, look, I've just gotten into golf probably in the last couple of years, but being around the older generations that's there, you could ask anybody that goes there. That's the best those greens have looked in years. I mean, possibly ever, right? I can't speak for what it was like 20 years ago, but since I've been there and probably a few years before that, that's the best those greens have looked. They're doing a lot of work to get the course, cut trees down, make it easy, more playable for the average golfer. And it's a fun time, man. It's just a good way to get out there and enjoy it with your buddies. It's no pressure, no it's just fun.
Give us the dates one last time.
September 19th to the 21st. Like I said, come out, support TARPON Athletics, and we appreciate any and all donations. Also, one quick thing.
Go ahead.
We are still accepting whole sponsors and food sponsors. You could reach out to Mr. Josh Fulla or anybody with the TARPON Quarterback Club, I believe it is, that's handling all those things. So reach out to them if you want to cook on a hole. You're more than welcome to bring a black pot, fix up something you like. We'll charge you a little fee, give you a way to donate back if you choose not to play golf, right? Just another way to help contribute.
Before we let Bruce go, I want to ask him this question. I was actually listening to a podcast before I came here, and it was a couple of gentlemen talking about playing high school football, and they were speculating and said, man, like, what I would give to just have one more time. You were one of the more popular players in the recent history of the school. They would chant your name every single time you touched the ball. Are there ever times when you're watching on Friday thinking, man, if I just had one more time to return a kick or return a punt, or talk me through that period of your life?
Yeah, so I guess the advice should be you don't know what you don't know, right? So you don't realize how special the moment is until it's long gone and you're looking back on it. So I guess my advice to younger kids would be don't leave anything up to chance, right? If there's something you could do to make yourself better today, do it. Because if you don't, you're going to look back in 10 years and say, man, what would have happened had I done that?
Yep.
Right? So I guess that would be my piece of advice.
Amen.
Well said. Yeah, we had a coach back then would come in on Monday morning almost in tears. Said, the crowd's booing me. No, it's Bruce, they said. They're not booing you.
No, maybe they were booing Bruce. Maybe it's what it was.
Now, look, I also wish I had a basketball coach that kind of pushed me to work out a little more. But that's
him
another
again.
topic for another time.
I knew I couldn't push too hard. We got big sissies. I mean, You can't push a sissy too hard. Let's take a break, Bruce.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me.
We'll take a break. When we get back, we're going to continue our talk with TARPON Athletics right here on KLEB. TARPON Athletics. Let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors: Galliana Fresh Market, Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber, Spars. Of course, we're going to be here till 8 o'clock. Still time to come on by, get a great meal. Lafourche Parish Fire District 3, Henry Lafont, Lafourche Parish School Board Member District 7, and Mrs. Brandy's Doggy Daycare. And speaking of Mrs. Brandy's Doggy Daycare, we're going to go to her son, Coach Keegan Polkey. Coach, how we doing this evening?
Doing well. What about you guys?
And we're doing well. We're trying to gather up some support here for the TARPON Athletics. Had a better crowd this week than what we had the first episode, and hopefully we can continue getting these crowds more and more to come to help us support our community.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
There you go.
it's a good thing to that y'all doing this, and also I know a lot of times the parents and the kids just hearing their names get called by their coaches is huge. And then also we're trying to invite not only the parents to come in live, but get the kids too. Like we had Josh Guidry here today. I know Coach Sandoval said he's bringing 2 kids to later on in the show, just to give them that experience, because I still remember that the experience I had as a high school senior just coming on the radio as something like none other. And, you know, we're very fortunate y'all do this, because not every high school is allowed to.
I was getting ready to say not many places have this.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yes. Let's first talk a little bit football with you. You, Coach, played football. What did you think of the performance Friday night?
It's kind of one of those things. It's hard to take a moral victory, I guess you would say, against an opponent like Thibodeau. You always want to win those things. But I saw a lot of good things. I saw a lot of fight. Man, the defense, man, they were everywhere. And you look back and watch the game over again, the hitting, the intensity that they were bringing, flying around the ball. I think they created one turnover and then they got called back. I'm not sure if they had another one. But just 9 day from where we were last year. You know, the offense, if you look at Thibodeau's defense, it was pretty stout. But the offense just kept one. And look, it's not like they stopped us towards the end of the game. It was just kind of us running out of room or us running out of gas. So I think we play a team like Thibodeau 10 times. I mean, it's a well-fought game. Maybe 5 out of 10 we probably win. So I think Coach Young and all is going to take from it. I think they're learning from it as a coaching staff. I think the kids also see the bright future they might have this year. And then, like y'all were saying earlier, I think Pearl River is a game that we must win.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting.
You know, a lot of times the players may take the attitude of their coach. And when you see Coach Mike Woods on the sideline, I mean, into the game, really into the game, it kind of translates to his players.
Absolutely. The energy that he brings, just when he's walking in the hallway, is you can see the kids in his class too as well. So you could tell the defense is a little bit different this year, led by him.
I'll ask you this question because you just walked in. You told us earlier in the summer, you said, man, I remember the time when Terrence first beat me in basketball. Well, I can tell you this now. After watching Friday, I don't know that you could mess with him in pretty much anything.
Hey, look, I'll tell you another story. One time, we were at his house, and we were throwing football in his backyard. It was him versus his sister, Ava. And I guess he thought I was like Drew Brees with my accuracy. So I was tossing him in a ball, and then 2 times I led him to have a bad reception, and he blamed me, of course. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not the best quarterback around. He's like, you're doing it on purpose. Well, now I'm saying this. I think I could throw any bad pass, and I think he would catch it right now. So, man, he's a special kid. I'm not just saying that because he's my nephew. You just see the leader he is in the hallways, the leader he is in the classroom. When he walks in, everyone around him gets better, and I think that's his best quality too. So.
Let's transition a little over to the athletic director side of things. We spoke a couple of weeks ago where it's a busy time, and if you don't have a procedure, a process that you're going to follow, you can easily get way behind.
Yeah, look, and it's kind of one of those things that I talked to Brody, Mr. Brody Williams, about the other day. That I was like, man, like when it snuck up on the first scrimmage, I'm like, man, I forgot to check this. Wrote me a note down like, hey, before every game, I need to go check to see if the AC and the press box is working. I need to make sure that I need to double check the lights of the stadium. So some things that I'm learning as an AD overall. I think I could get better with the facility management things, and just kind of going looking around, making sure everything's in line. But yeah, it's getting big. It's getting busy for me again. Especially with basketball starting back up. But LHSA is coming tomorrow, so you know how that is. I'm freaking out about paperwork. I just triple-checked it for the 3rd time. So I'm going to see Mr. Derry Goodlock on tomorrow morning to see how he's doing.
Well, make sure you tell him I said hello.
I'll make sure. If it's a good thing, I'll make sure to tell him that.
Get on his good side.
No, he's a great guy,
yes.
man. I dealt with him 3 times last year, and he has been nothing but great.
Now, do you know that they have some compliance officers that go into schools and they're there from 7:30 to 2:30 checking every folder?
Yeah. Well, those schools must not be doing something right then.
So it's not just one guy.
Yeah.
That's his process of doing it.
Wow.
Make sure he retires before.
Hey, look, I know one of the things, talking about basketball for a second, that you really want to see your kids do. Obviously, you want to win every time you take the floor, but you want the kids to win off the floor as well. Scrolling Facebook, and I saw you liked it. I know you're aware of it. I don't even know if you knew this was happening. 3 of your guys today, out of just the goodness of their heart, volunteering their time, helping unload groceries into the refrigerator at the Cutoff Youth Center. I know as a coach, dude, like, how could you not be smiling at that? That's awesome to see 3 of your kids. They didn't have to do that, but they were there probably just getting some layups or some shots up, and said, oh, yeah, y'all need a hand? Hey, no problem at all. But that's what being a Tarpon is all about.
Yeah, and look, those 3 kids that you're talking about, Jock Billiot and the 2 Allen brothers, Jaron Allen and Jeremiah Allen, some great kids. But, yeah, you see that. You see, and I don't know if it's more now than ever, or maybe I'm just realizing it, but our kids are going out in the community doing the little things, going out to their local church on Wednesdays nights, doing some great things. They're standing out to me as young men. I couldn't be more proud of them, and hopefully it just continues throughout their lifetime.
So you said you went out this week and checked the scoreboard. First home game, right?
Yeah.
Coming up. Check the scoreboard, lights and all. Just if you don't know this, if somehow that the scoreboard would flicker a little, or you still getting blamed? You know that, huh?
Look, I almost got stung by about 10 wasps. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yes. but that's one thing where you got janitors that you clear one side of it, and by the time you finish the home side, wherever you started is back again.
My sophomore year, I got stung right before football pitchers by just walking into the bleachers, right between my two eyes. My whole face swelled up right before pitches. So, yeah, just the little things like that I need to get better at for sure.
And it's always a nervous time where for the first home game coming up as an athletic director, everyone's excited. You want to make sure that
all the way down to the time we open gates, the time we're going to open the ticket booth, the security, where would we go if things were going wrong. We met as an admin team today, and we think we got a good plan in place. And you just never know what could happen.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the changes, because I know you guys posted on social media some things after the game are going to be a little bit different. You guys are trying to limit the amount of people on the track and everything like that. Give us a rundown of, because I know you're going to be asked a million times, why'd you do that? So you got a platform to speak to them all right now. What went into making those changes?
Yeah, we met with an admin team. We met with Coach Young, and we just felt like for the safety of not only our players but our coaches that it would be best if we limited the action that we had on the field. A lot of times it was just a lot of people, and especially in that south end zone, a lot of people. And it's hard as a coach to see where your kids are at. We're trying to collect them, trying to bring them to the field house to make sure everything's collected for. And a lot of times the kids are just getting lost in the shuffle. So we just felt like the best of our safety of our kids and our coaches that we went ahead and made that change.
And look, when you're talking safety, it's always a nervous time where these kids are walking from the stadium back to the field house with no supervision.
Yeah, correct.
If
correct.
You allow all these people to come back, so I can see where you have to go the safety route.
Correct. And that's our plan. It was nothing against the fans to come on the field. It was nothing against the parents that want to take a picture with their kids, their girlfriends that want to take pictures with their boyfriends. It was just the fact of where we felt safety-wise was the best decision we could make.
I'm sure you heard this from me several times. It just takes one time.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes one time for something bad to happen. And
exactly.
Well, how's anybody going to axe their date to homecoming now?
Do it before the game.
No, all kidding aside, man, look, year 2 of being an AD, you could just tell when we have you on, you just feel so much more comfortable in your role. Talk me through that. It's not your rookie season, so to speak, anymore. You've done it for a whole year. You've gone through a full basketball season, a full off season. And you could tell that you just feel better about it because you've done it all once before.
Yeah, last year was kind of one of those things that I came into the job probably late May, early June. So I didn't want to change anything, and I'm not saying I changed a lot this year. But I went ahead and kind of told the coaches, told our athletic department what our expectations were. I got to know our coaches a little bit better. I got to know our admin a little bit more on a personal level of what's expected out of me, too, as well. So, I think this year's going smoothly. I really think moving forward, too, we've got our plans in place, whether it's for this year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I think we got a stable, we got a commitment from a lot of people. And I think down here, if you get a commitment from a lot of people, especially the coaches. I got an interview today by a college student, and he said, what's the difference between your school and other schools? A lot of the coaches we have are from down here. We understand what our community means. We understand what our students mean. We understand what our kids been through. So, I think we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and look, we spoke about that on, I think it was on Saturday morning, Sports Corner, possibly, where the schools that we have in our area, the high school and the feeder schools, it's amazing.
Yep.
And that when people want to take their kids and go elsewhere, that's their decision. But don't tell me it's because of athletics.
Yeah, you look at the 2 middle schools, man. That's unmatched. Think about it. Look, I worked for Miss Celeste Bro for 4 to 5 years, and I can't say anything negative about how that school's ran. Same thing with Mr. Hennessy on the Meadow side. So, yeah, and look at those levels, you're getting coached too. You can't say you're not getting coached. You look at Coach Nessie Pierce. Look at the new volleyball coach at Meadow. I'm gonna forget Miss Martin.
Yep.
The basketball programs too as well. You can't say that you're not getting coached at those levels. And look, it's helping us out tremendously. Not only getting coached, but they also being raised up to be young men, young women that we need in our society today.
So let me ask you this. You know, the Cantrells don't play football. Aiden Salva don't play football. I know those dudes are not just sitting on the sofa. I know they're probably banging on your door, Coach, open up the gym. So what's going on the basketball side, keeping those guys in shape?
So we started this week 2 times a week. We did the last 2 weeks, 1 time a week for an hour. One day was like an open gym segment. So it was Monday and Wednesdays. One Monday was the actual practice, and Wednesdays would be open gym. Well, this week we can go Monday, Wednesday, 2 practices for an hour and a half. And speaking of, so I told the kids this morning, I said, hey, look, don't forget, we got practice after school today. We got practice after school Wednesday till 4 o'clock. And they're like, Coach, what are we doing? I said, we're practicing. He says, it's not open gym, we're practicing. We got to get better. We got to do the little things so when the football players come back, you can show them the ropes on how it's expected to be done. And they're like, okay. He said, but like you can't open the gym for us to get some more work. I said, when y'all want the gym open? Thursday afternoon. I said, you got it. So if any kid comes up to me, and a lot of the football players will know this too, any kid comes up to me and says, Coach Pokey, there's about 10 of us that want to go get some shots up, or 10 of us that want to go play 5-on-5. I said, just tell me the time and I'll make sure it works in my schedule. So.
At what point, look, BJ Young told me on the football side, he said, hey, look, in like April or May, I'm watching film of Thibodeau. I know it's useless because, you know, we haven't made a game plan yet, but I'm just passing the time. You pretty much know your schedule. At what point do you start going in the huddle and like, okay, let me start looking at that Central Lafourche defense a little bit, or that Thibodeau like, at what point do you start getting the itch and watching tape?
Right now, I'm got the itch of watching us again.
Yeah.
So seeing what we struggled with, or maybe myself, what I struggled with as a coach in certain situations. I critique the heck out of myself. So going back, watching stuff that I feel like I could have got better at, or just looking at situations of, hey, why did I call a timeout here? Why did I call this play here? What did I see? What now looking at it, how would I change my play call? How would I change the defense from there? So right now that's where I'm at. I think maybe towards the mid-October maybe I'll start doing that kind of stuff, especially when right now we don't have our meat of our guys too a lot of times. So making a game plan right now, I don't know if it would do me any good. So
yeah, look, you can be prepared as much as you want as far as a coach. Your kids are going to still
absolutely
get us. Yeah, sometimes overthinking it is a little too much.
And look, you know this, the kids, we got to be prepared for the most part, but the kids got to know you prepared too.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
So faking preparedness, they see right through that. And I think as a coaching staff, I think we're going to realize that pretty quickly this year when we get the season started.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us here a little bit talking about basketball. Okay.
One more. You and Bruce play golf. Who's getting strokes?
Oh, I'm getting strokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bruce is better than me. Bruce is better. Now, look, it's getting close now. He's sweating in his pants. I seen him play the other day for Saturday. He had the swamp, you know what. So.
Okay. I love to hear it.
Money man. Look at him. Money man.
I love to hear it.
He challenged me one time for stroke play, and then he owed me $40, and then we never played again. So.
Well, that's not surprising at all.
True.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time this evening. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk some Tarpon football right here on KLAB. Athletics. We are at Spars at the station, 16816 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. We here till about 8 o'clock, another 45 minutes or so, talking some high school, middle school athletics. Next on the program, we have two outstanding football players for the Tarpon football team, Terrence Petrie and Dre Hughes. Guys, how we doing this evening?
Good, sir. Good.
Terrence, let's start with you. Just talk about your performance. Two big fourth down receptions for touchdowns. I believe you were double covered on one or maybe both of them. Just walk us through that play.
Dang, it's a little loud. It was a good drive. We started all the way back on the opposite side of the field. I had 2 consecutive catches, and then we got stopped 3 plays in a row and 4 down. In the huddle, I was like, I want it. And they had 2 over me, ran a little corner route, and beautiful ball.
Now, is that something when y'all broke the huddle that it was going to you, or was that one of his reads?
Yeah, it was designated to me, tag route. Yes, sir.
Dre, talk about that catch you made. I mean, tremendous with what it was, 3rd down or 4th down. It was a 4th down play. Yeah. Y'all needed it. You went up and you went get the ball. It's like you wanted. There was no doubt in your mind that you were coming down with that ball.
Yeah, I try to make 50-50 balls into like 100-0 balls. Like I don't want nobody else coming down with the ball. And especially going against Thibodeau, though my coach Woods came from Thibodeau, I needed that ball for him. Like I needed to have that ball.
And Terrence, just talk about the team there, like the motivation or the attitude of the team right now. It seems like with y'all senior leadership, it is so much more than what it was in past years.
Yeah, with all of us being seniors, we have the experience. We know what needs to get done and what we're capable of doing. So we all hold each other accountable, and that plays a big role in our future success.
And Dre, coming and just talk to us about the mode of the team, the attitude of the team after that game, where it was a game where y'all did enough things to win the game, and the ball just didn't bounce y'all way. What is the mindset of the team after the game?
Mindset of the team is to be perfect. Like everything we do have to be perfect. No mental buzz. No, just clowning around. Like we have to be full speed every play. No mental buzz to make sure we never do that again.
Look, T, let me ask you this. Early in the game, I believe it was in the middle of the first quarter, maybe even early second quarter, started to have some cramping issues. But then not again for the rest of the game. What did you do to make sure that you were able to go the full 4?
Not to get you wrong, it actually wasn't a cramp.
Okay, well, there you go. Good to hear.
The dude dove forward and caught my knee kinda, and it just it was awkward. But
so it was a legit injury, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Good. And you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. It was just a little
legit injury.
I should have never doubted that you were cramping. So never mind. We're good.
He's faking it?
No.
Hey, boy.
See what I got to deal with every day, y'all?
Every day. How was today's practice?
It was a good practice. We had a lot of install, put a lot of things in. And we're trying to go full speed. Everything we do, we try to go to the max because we can't just act like Pearl River didn't beat us last year. We can't just think they're just another team. We got to keep going because you never know. The same thing happened with Thibodeau. You never know. You can't just think the teams you're going to beat them. You can beat them automatically. You got to play on Friday.
First home game this Friday, y'all senior season. You got to have a little more extra motivation in there for you guys.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Let me ask you this, young man. Every time you catching that ball on them kick returns, you're eyeballing a house call, and you've been real close a couple times. I think at some point this season, hopefully Friday, you're going to break one of them all the way, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Every time they score, this is my thought. I got to take it back. I got to get one back for them every time. And Friday, I'm getting one.
Yeah, I hope so.
Terrence, what are some things y'all seen on film from Pearl River?
We're definitely the faster team than them. We have a few outside zone installs that we're putting in. We think we can get on the outside of them and take the sideline. They're very physical and big, but we're going to use that to our advantage, take what they give us, and yeah.
Dre, what you're seeing from Pearl River?
Pearl River's on the slower side team, and as me being fast, they're going to put me at running back. You're going to do some things. But I ain't going to see all that.
Look, I was just about to say, guys, relax, fellas.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
We're giving a little too much.
Forgot this is public.
Let's blur that out. Yeah, let's bleep that.
Hey, look,
Coach
Sorry,
Sanamo
Coach.
just had a fit over there.
My bad.
let me ask you guys this. I've been knowing both of y'all for such a long time. Y'all are both big siblings to younger siblings who look up to you all. Aria adores you. Dre, your little brother Michael, adores you. What's that like being a bigger sibling, knowing that you got a little sibling at home that is following your every move and watching you like a hawk?
If he's there, I got to do everything I can to make him have like a role model to look up to. I don't want him just being, not a bum, but like I don't want him just to look up to somebody bad. I want him to have a big brother that he could look up to and be like him.
Amen. Your little sibling is your coach also.
Yeah,
Talk
I was
about
about
that.
to say that she's not only my biggest fan, my biggest critiquer. She lets me know when I'm doing something wrong, and she gives it to me.
You know, if we have some younger athletes maybe listening in or watching it on YouTube where they're thinking about, being a tarpon, and tell us, walking in that tarpon walk, how big of a deal that is.
Even doing it, this is going to be our double digits time doing it. You get the chills every time. It's just a totally different feeling. The main focus is on you. Obviously on the field it is as well, but like that's just different. The band's playing, everyone's set on their eyes on you, and it's a great feeling.
What are some things you're gonna have to do well to come away with a victory on Friday night?
We need to not focus on the last Friday. We need to leave down in the past, and they brought it up a lot in practice today. Pearl River beat us by 44, and we need to act like they beat us by 44, and we need to take it to them.
Dre?
To be honest, I think we just gotta
Be
run
you.
really fast.
I'll make it happen, man. Hey, look, both of you guys also play defense in addition to your work on offense. We were talking earlier in the show about how improved that defense is. Thibodeau, frankly, other than a couple of plays here and there, really didn't move the ball much. What's it like going over on that defensive side where last year it was a struggle big time? This year, it's not a struggle so far. Things are going really well. What's it like being on that defensive side this year?
It definitely starts in the beginning of the week. You have to hydrate yourself very well because playing that many snaps, it takes a toll on your body, not only the Friday but the weekend as well. So you have to start waters every day, liquid IVs, all that, and learning two sides of the ball. So it takes a lot. You have to be very focused in practice to learn not only your job on offense but defense as well.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck Friday and the rest of the season.
One more question for you.
Always one more.
One more question. It's always the best question. Do I have permission to call you Chubby T still?
Yeah.
Okay. I let it out on Friday. I was like, man, I've been calling him that since 4. Maybe he outgrew it. So we're still good?
Of course, yeah.
All right, good deal. Just making sure.
All right, you good?
Chubby T out.
Chubby T in the house.
All right. Now you're good. All right, that was two Tarpon football players, Dre Hughes and Terrence Petrie. Both had good games on Friday, expecting some very good seasons from them. After we asked Dre that question, he was kind of clammed up after that.
Yeah, we got to edit some tape, make sure that we block Pearl River IP addresses. We got to do some things.
He's like, I'm not opening my mouth again. So,
Pearl River coaches, none of that. They haven't even started install yet. None of that was legit.
no, it's all a setup. We're setting them up. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk some Tarpon football, some special teams Tarpon football. We're also going to get Landon Jarvis on. He's not going to escape out of here without
Baby J
coming on for a segment. So we're back here in 2 minutes. Continue our talk of Tarpon football right here on KLEB. And welcome back here to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. Truck working. Again, double duty, the camera, and you never won credit. Never. All right, let's continue our Tarpon football talk. We have Landon Jarvis, Coach Scott Sanamo joining us in. First of all, Landon, how does it feel to start this year with a healthy shoulder?
It feels good not to have anything holding me back this year, not to be scared of running into someone and it pop out, or trying to make a tackle and it pop out, or catch the ball and it pop out. So getting that surgery cleared my head a lot about this season.
Just talk about the weapons y'all have on offense, even just at receiver, because people can watch Terrence and watch Dre. They have to keep an eye on you, and I think coming into games, they're watching you also. It's not just with Terrence and Dre. You also are a good possession receiver.
Yeah. After the game Friday, the Thibodeau coach had told me that he did everything in his possible way, not for me to get the ball. And I guess that's from the terrible game when I had a good game. But I think our receiving core is all good. And Dre's a speedster, and Terrence will catch pretty much anything you put in his radius. So with a lot of eyes on them, I mean, it could open the field up for me and Josh, Meahead, Haven too. I mean, we got a lot of depth at the receiver side.
One more real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And talk about your journey from being a freshman to now your senior year. Y'all came on campus as freshmen. You may have been a freshman grade-wise and all, but y'all athletic ability and y'all confidence was far beyond a freshman. And now to finally have your senior year.
Yeah, so coming in as a freshman, I started day one on defense, and then they moved me to running back, and then back to defense. So coming into my senior year with all of us, with the confidence and the leadership that we should have for our team, to know what we should be able to do this year with our talent. From past years, the leadership wasn't there. This year, I think all the seniors have the same mindset of going to the postseason.
Let me ask you this, man, because we were talking about how you play so many different positions, outside receiver, inside receiver, sometimes tight end, sometimes running back. Is that a lot on you to know that, hey, I have to know what every single position is doing on every single play, because you might be at a different position on every single play?
It's not hard for me. I like it. It opens up the spread for the whole offense. I mean, you could, if Coach Young and Coach Sanamo are confident enough in me to know everything I need to know, I'm just as confident in myself as what they are. So I know,
Amen.
I know what I can do at any position they put me at. So.
And you talking about spread offense. Can you get any wider in some of these formations? How close you are to the sideline?
That's the formation we've been having. It's called wide. Go wide.
I guess so.
He's wide.
Coach Sanamo, let's talk about your special teams crew, man. Or is it still your special teams crew? You guys
Chandler and I are kind of both tag team in it. I kind of coordinated still, and he took over the punt return responsibilities, which is a big help because we had some issues last year with me calling plays and signaling plays and everything, and then trying to get the punt team ready and stuff. So it helps with the transition with that, and having two sets of eyes on there is a big help as well. And I think that's really helping with him coming in with helping with special teams.
Well, look, A+ against Thibodeau. Everything was good. You guys were covering the kicks well, returning the kicks well, punting the ball down the field, flipping the field. I know you got to be proud. That third phase was pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, it is. And, and it's hard to kind of finagle the who's on it. You don't want too many starters, but you can't have too many backups. We try to sprinkle in some younger guys to get some Friday night experience. So like our kickoff return right now, to me, is probably our best special team. And when you look at it, I think we have 3 or 4 freshmen on there, but we kind of hiding them in, maybe they're on the front line where eventually they may be a return guy, but we just getting them Friday night ready, So we sprinkling in a good mix of younger guys to get some experience, but keeping a good mix of starters in there and the product has been pretty good so far through Jamboree in week 1.
And talk about that kick return team where you got 3 guys back that any one of them could take it to the house. And if teams start getting worried about the long or the deep kicks to you guys back there, you're getting great field position regardless.
Right. And I feel, we feel really confident with the up backs, with the tight end positions that can, come up and fair catch the ball and take it at the 30, 35-yard line. Thank you. We'll take it, We did have one little mess up in the Jamboree where we knew it was coming. We called it, and we kind of just froze. But I think they tried it a second time, and we were right on it. So the kids kind of made that adjustment on the field. And since then, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, did a good job of fair catching that football
right
after that.
Look, Jarvis, one of the things that B.J. Young told us a couple weeks ago in play-by-play, he said, hey, that's one of the kids in my entire coaching career that I just, for whatever reason, have taken to. He said you're one of the favorite players that he's ever had. But he said with that comes, I'm hard on him, very hard on him. So talk to me through that relationship of, hey, look, he loves you, very much so, but he's going to give it to you at practice too. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I always was told if your coach ain't hard on you, they don't care enough.
Yeah.
And in middle school, with Coach Bokey being my coach, he was always hard on me. And I knew it was because he cared and loved me. So I knew coming into high school, if he wasn't coaching me hard, he didn't care. And over the 4 years, me and Coach Young built a connection that not a lot of players could say they have with their coach. And I'm grateful for it, for the opportunities he's given me. And I'm just grateful that he's confident in me.
Coach Sanamo, looking at the Pearl River special teams, anything y'all can see is, first of all, that tape is horrendous.
Yes, it's pretty bad.
I watched a little bit of it, and it's like, my goodness.
Yeah.
But did y'all pick up anything?
They sound special teams wise. Maybe not quite as fast as the 2 teams we've played so far, but they cover well. They have a really good punter. I think the 2 punts we saw in film, he was like 45 and 47, so he flips the field. So we have to be prepared for that. I think this week is going to be a good week for special teams. I think we can match up well and hopefully win that phase as well this week.
Coach, is there ever any pressure, and look, it's going to sound like a goofy question, but it's really not intended to be. When you guys are doing the signals and stuff, there's so much that goes into that. Is there ever any thought like, oh my God, like if I just mess up one thing, it's going to go AWOL, or it's going to be bad for everybody? Like, you talk me through that process of signaling in the play.
Yeah, it is a process, and it's really difficult sometimes how much F and X sound in a headset, or 60 and 50, how close it sounds in a headset. But Coach Young does a great job of getting it to us early and repeating it several times so we can get it. But it is a little nerve-wracking, especially if we drink too many Monsters. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's an inside joke.
and look, when you signal the plays in, you got, I think 3 of y'all that are just, one of them needs to work on it.
Yeah.
You can tell
he works on his golf game, I think, sometimes.
You can tell he's not singing the plays in.
No, yeah, we try to switch up that way. It's not always the same person live, and we do dummy signals, but some of us are a little better than others.
Let me ask you this. You guys had a situation in both the Jamboree and in the first game where it played the backup quarterback. You guys trust him, too. He came in and threw some big passes late. Obviously, Josh Mack's the number 1 guy. He's a senior. But when you guys do have to go to the Robert kid, I know you guys trust that he can make plays, too, right?
Yeah, knowing Bo, he's a great kid. He comes in he's a sophomore. He comes in. I have confidence in him. I believe in him. And for the Terrebonne game, I think he showed, we all should have confidence in him. He's pretty good for how young he is, and I think Josh is a good mentor for him. Josh is a very good quarterback, and I think he learns a lot from Josh, and he's going to be a great player by the time he's a senior.
Coach Sanamo, talk us through a week of practice, special teams-wise, on a Monday. Did y'all hit special teams, or y'all do that late in the week or every day?
Every day. We usually do kickoff return on Mondays. if depending on how much time it takes to install. Monday's usually the install, and Tuesday's the install for punt return. We try to get it to where if we have 4 or 5 minutes left in a 25-minute section, we can look at the extra point block kind of stuff. But typically we'll rep it hard on Monday, kickoff return. On Tuesday, punt return. And then on Wednesdays, we kind of go through extra point block, different scenarios, hands team, those types of scenarios. And then on the Thursdays walkthrough, it's kind of a walkthrough for us as well. We'll do like game situations where we run on offense, punt team, on and off the field, do that kind of stuff to where it make sure everything transitions smooth and go over everything again on the more of a detailed walkthrough on the Thursday to finish everything up.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me ask you about Tyrese Edwards. He was really good on Friday. Look, it doesn't look pretty. But he just shoots a missile down there, and it gets down the field, and then it bounces and it rolls. He was very effective on Friday. And I know BJ told us before the season, look, this is all the time. That wasn't a fluke, what we saw on Friday.
No, he does. It's a line drive, but it seems to always have a forward roll. And I think he punted 3 times, and he had a 47, a 35, and a 42 at no return yards.
You take that.
So it's like I think it was like right at 41 and a half yards per punt.
Yep.
So definitely flipped the field for us. And I know we didn't have the quarterback club tonight, so I know they go over players of the game and stuff. He's going to be the special teams player of the game for sure for the punting performance he had.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Best of luck this Friday and the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having us.
Absolutely.
All right, Landon Jarvis and Coach Scott Sanamo from South Lafourche. Special teams, again, played a great job, executed, did their part in the game on Friday night. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we're going to continue our South Lafourche talk. Then we're going to have Coach Derek Brunet from Golden Meadow Middle School with us on Inside TARPON Athletics right here on KLAB. And welcome back here to Inside TARPON Athletics with Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. Again, we want to thank Spars at the station for hosting us for these inside Tarpon Athletic shows. Let's switch gears now from high school. We're going to go to middle school, and we have Coach Derek Brunet. Coach, how we doing?
Doing well, gentlemen. How are y'all?
We're doing well. Coach, walk us through that scrimmage. Y'all played LCO in a scrimmage, the first regular game, or game conditions, right?
Yes, sir.
Then y'all came back after and had scripted plays.
Yes, sir.
How it went for you guys?
Well, we won the opening the coin toss, and we received the ball first. And the first play of the game didn't go exactly how we wanted it. I mean, we broke for a long game, but then our back fumbled. LCO jumped on it. We weren't able to recover it. So, what I liked about it, though, is it gave our team a little bit of adversity early in the game. And how are we going to react? What are we going to do? And our defense, just shut down LCO's offense in their first drive, forced them to punt. And then we were able to get the ball back, march down in 4 or 5 plays, and score. So it was good to see, us go through a little adversity. What we're going to do when things don't go our way, because the Jamboree things went our way in the scrimmage. It was good to see that, and we responded well. And then, we'll go on defense again. We hold them. Then we had that halftime, and we got some adjustments in. Coach Nessie made some really good adjustments too, shifting to an unbalanced line, giving our defense a little bit of trouble. And they were able to score on the reverse on us, and we get the ball back with about 4 minutes left, and we were able to drive down, score again, and on a 4th and goal, we didn't have that situation yet. So it was good to see different bits and pieces of adversity that we had to go through and how we responded. I'm very proud of our boys. They did well.
And talk about how important it was for you guys to have a scrimmage, but also to go through a halftime, to come out and start the third quarter, because this week it's for real.
Yeah, this week is for real. There's no scripted plays. There's no this. It's all live. It's live 4 quarters. So it was good preparation for us to, okay, this is what we do at halftime. This is what we don't do. This is what we got. Everybody's got to be in their certain spots and everything. So it was good to go through that situation, like you said, because in the Jamboree, you don't have time. You don't have time for that. It's just hurry up, go. All right. We got to make sure we stay on the clock. The game's only 55 minutes. So it was good to go through those conditions and get everybody used to what we do in our game operation.
Let me ask you this, buddy. One of the things that Coach Wiltz told us was this is not our biggest Raceland team that we've had. Well, I watched you guys play. You have a big, strong offensive line. I'm sure, without giving too much detail, a big part of the game plan is going to be try to punch them in the mouth on Wednesday and try to move them up front, right?
Absolutely. That's our mantra on offense, just punch them in the mouth. We have a big line that can move, too. Yep. They're not just big. They can move. We got athletic guys up there, and they love it. They love it because I tell them all the time, guys, it starts with y'all. I could have the best backs in the world, but if you guys can't hold a block, it does us absolutely no good. So they really take pride in what they do. And it makes our life easier on offense. It makes my life easy as a play caller, too. It really does. And our backs love them, and they're the first ones to go celebrate with each other. They're a real brotherhood.
Well, what are some things you're seeing on film or from actually watching Raceland play?
On film, he may not have the biggest team in terms of size, but the boy, they got speed.
Yeah, they do.
They've got speed. And another thing you notice, too, is their backfield returns everyone but one person. So experience is big too. You have a full season of playing all together under your belt. Moving into the next season, it's very beneficial. You've got a lot of reps together. So you could see that. I will say their offensive and defensive line are a little bit smaller than they have been in the past. But I tell you what, they got 2 defensive ends that are just massive. They're some big boys. So we don't have our work cut out for us. They got speed and they got a little bit of size. So we have our job cut out for us. But I'm very confident in our game plan. Coach Don and Coach Scott Chauvin have really helped me with piecing together a game plan that I think is going to really, really work for us.
LCO was doing some misdirection stuff that was kind of confusing you guys on the defensive side a little bit. How in the future, when someone hits you with something similar, do you guys prevent those things from happening again?
It was just being disciplined, playing assignment football, and with that misdirection and as many motions as Coach Nessie runs. There was one play where he motioned 4 different guys, and we're like, I was kind of wondering how you have time for all that. We just getting out the huddle and running our play, and they motioned 4 different guys. I'm like, what's going on here? But just playing assignment football, knowing who you're responsible for in every play, no matter where he's at, no matter where he motions to, and things like that.
Middle school's a little bit different. In high school, you played on a Friday or a Saturday. Some games maybe on a Thursday. Y'all got games coached Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesdays. This week it's on a Wednesday. Just walk us through a practice week this week for the Lions.
Okay, so this week we did a light practice. Helmet, shirt, shorts. We're not trying to get her. We have 2 days before a game. So there's a lot of film today on Raceland, preparing for them, going out, putting out a scout offense for our defense to see their different looks, a few different things, run a few things on offense, and, of course, cover your special teams. We cover that every single day because it's so important. And Tuesday is going to be a little bit more of the same. You'll be going through your whole game day operations, okay? Pre-game, pep talk in the end zone, the huddle, captains on the 50, going to do a coin toss. Okay, what happens if we win? Okay, well, here we go. What we want to do, different calls like that, and just going through your whole operation and making sure you're really crisp offensively. Run through a few things defensively, but mainly the day before a game, I like to really go through my offense to cover it from one end of the play sheet all the way to the other one, make sure we're comfortable with everything we do, bring out our defense, line up in the looks, making sure they were really focused and paying attention the day before, that they know what's going on. Then, of course, your special teams, and then we send them home. Then Wednesday's game day. And next week we play on Tuesday, so we have a short turnaround. So we're going to be practicing Thursday. I'm going to be going Friday as well, and then Monday, light pre-game day, and go from there. So it's crazy. It changes, like you said, week to week. Like we play Wednesday, and the next week we play Tuesday, and next week we're going to play till Wednesday. So you gain a day, and it's
never a routine.
No, it's never a routine. I really wish we could get it established, but we obviously have to work with the high schools, and they're actually working with us. Really, they're letting us utilize their facilities. So it can be kind of frustrating because I'm a creature of habit. I love routine. Yep. So having to change it every week is a little annoying, but we'll make it work.
How important is it having some eyes in the sky and Coach Easerman out there? Because what I mean by that is Coach Wiltz told us last Monday, he said, hey, look, we're not showing everything that we're going to run right now. So there are going to be some things they're going to do Wednesday that they haven't done before. So to have somebody up there that's going to maybe pick up on it right away, hey, this isn't what was in our scouting report, and to relay that message to you guys, that's got to be invaluable, right?
Oh, it's huge because, you could be coaching for as long as you want, but there are some things you do miss on the field just because of everything that's going on. I can't tell you one coach is going to say they can tell you they see everything on the sideline. So having somebody up there in the booth, having that bird's eye view is actually absolutely critical, I think, and it really helped us make some adjustments when Coach Nessie made his adjustments and started shifting and doing things. So I think that helped us a lot. So it's really, really beneficial. And I'm very appreciative of Coach Easerman coming and help us.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a big help with Coach Easerman up in the box for you. But does he have enough time in between plays to talk?
He does. Like we give him time. Like, okay, what did you see? Go. And no other coach talks. And then we'll start. Me and Coach Scott get together. Okay, look, they come on this again. Like Coach, he said, here's what we're doing, and we'll relay it there. But it's quick though. It's quick. So he's very concise with his directions to us and his information.
What I was getting at, there's no way Reggie can just speak for 15, 20 seconds.
That was good with Coach.
If your microphone's cut off after 15 seconds, I guarantee he's talking for another 45.
A good thing we don't have the NFL rules with the headset, huh?
Yeah. But it's invaluable to have him up there.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
They got a very experienced quarterback, Graceland does, the 4A kid. He was real good last year. I can imagine he's still really good now. How do you guys try to limit him? Because, man, he was polished. He threw it well last year. He gets out of the pocket. He's mobile. What's some of the things y'all have to do to try to make him uncomfortable on Wednesday?
Defensive ends got to stay home and do their job. He loves to bootleg, and he likes to boot to the right. That's his big tendency. Obviously, he's a right-handed quarterback, so most right-handed quarterbacks do like that. But on the film that we did see from the Jamboree, and they were in throw situations, he loves going right. So defensive ends stay home, linebackers cover your man, and defensive backs as well.
We talk about this a lot in our coverage of middle school athletics is football, where the two-point conversion is so darn important, where, and just momentum-wise, you get 6 points, and if you don't make that conversion, it's like, and now you got to stop somebody from making a conversion to stay ahead of them or even tie.
Coach Kiro, who I coached at Golden Meadow for 7 years, he always told me, Derek, your first 2-point play is your most important play of the game, because if you make it, they can only tie you.
Yep.
But if you don't make it, they can beat you.
Yep.
So, I mean, the 2-point play is absolutely critical. I mean, that's something we practice a lot in offense is, goal line and 2-point situations because you have to have your best play drawn up. And it changes week to week because week to week the defense you play in changes.
Yeah.
So just because our 2-point play we had last week against LaRose, it's different this week because we play in a totally different team. So that's us as a coaching staff being reflective, looking back on film and saying, okay, look, this is what we do it here, but we got to change it here. What's going to work best for our team that week?
You mentioned something earlier, and I don't think you were intending it to be a critique of LaRose, but I'll go ahead and say it. They were taking a long time to run their plays. If a play clock would have been on, there would have been some delay of games. Do you guys work on that in practice with like a stopwatch to make sure that you're getting the plays off in time?
Coach Don and Coach Scott, let me tell you, when we first started padded practice, they were on our offense like you wouldn't believe. I was calling plays from the sideline because before that, when you install in your offense the way I do it, I stand behind the offense to kind of make sure everybody knows where to go and what to do. But once you get closer to crunch time and the start of the jamboree, you hit the sideline and you simulate game situations. Well, the first day, the offense was not happy with those two because, boy, they had to run extra in sprints because of that. But it prepares you for a game, and I think that really helped us out, the jamboree. I mean, we didn't have any delay game penalties because we took too long to huddle. Same thing for the scrimmage. Now, again, where they calling that, I don't think so because, scrimmage is kind of, lay back, trying to let everybody get adjusted. But in the future, I think we are well prepared for that because of the work we put in.
You mentioned sprints after practice. Do y'all run a lot after practice?
We do, and I think that's helped us really be in really tip-top shape. I mean, in the scrimmage against LaRose, we only had 3 guys to sub in defensively, and I didn't make one sub on offense. I called the plays to the quarterback with hand signals and with the numbers and all. He came to me, and those guys held up, and they held up very well, and I credit that to our conditioning, and I credit that to Coach Don Danos. He's our conditioning coach. He sets what we run and what we do for the day, and it's really helped us out. I think we were in really good shape these past 2 games, and now we play in a 4-quarter game, though things change, so we have to see what we can do and can't do. But now that we have the scrimmage out the way, everybody's on the table to sub now. So we could have those people that we can interchange in and out, give somebody a break if they need it.
Good deal. Coach, some keys to victory for you guys to beat the Cubs.
The key to victory is offensively win the time of possession. Win the time of possession, keep the ball out of their hands because, their offense is going to have speed. They're going to be able to score quick. So if we could keep the ball away from them, I think that's going to be beneficial to us and help us win the game. Defensively, play assignment football because they are going to try to get outside, so defensive ends have to contain. When they go out in their 4 wide spread looks, outside linebackers, now you covering their slot receivers. So you got to be able to recognize and differentiate the difference between their pistol set and their spread set.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this week and the rest of the season.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you all so much for having me. I appreciate you all so
much.
Absolutely,
bro.
All right, that was Coach Derek Brunet from the Golden Middle School Lions doing a great job. He had his team ready to play in that little first game against LCO.
Yep.
And
they got some dudes, man.
Yeah, yep, they do. And the LCO came out ahead. What it was, 14-6?
Golden Meadow came out at 12-6.
Yeah, what I'm talking about. Golden Meadow.
So you just can't bring yourself to say the Golden Meadow beat LCO.
Well, it didn't happen much when I was there, so it's kind of okay. It kind of happens that way. But look, and Coach Easeman was right when he came on play-by-play where they're going to have a huge crowd last game of the season.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it was a huge crowd for the scrimmage.
And, man, that's when it makes it worthwhile for these young men coming out and playing in in front of a big crowd.
And you know what's really awesome is, okay, we've had 3 student athletes here on the football side today. I remember when Terrence played at LCO. I remember when Dre played at LCO. I remember when Jarvis played at LCO. We were just talking with Derek about Raceland. I remember their quarterback's name, Foray, from last year. Like, we would not know this stuff and see this stuff if not for us bringing these middle school games to the community. Like, it's wonderful. It's given me an opportunity. It's given you an opportunity to stay more in tune with what's happening and what's coming. I would have never otherwise known that Raceland had a returnee at quarterback, but now we know that because we remember it from last year.
Yeah, and it's it doesn't happen many other places.
Right.
High school, especially with the middle school coverage, that we bring. And speaking of middle school, we're looking tomorrow. We're covering LCO and Sixth Ward.
Correct.
At South Lafourche Stadium.
Correct.
That's tomorrow. I think kickoff is at 6 p.m. We're going to be on air probably a quarter till, 10 till, something like that, kickoff time. Then you are going to be with Brett Crosby bringing Golden Medal and Raceland.
Correct.
At Tarpon Stadium on Wednesday. Then Friday, home, Pearl River.
If South Lafourche wins against Pearl River and you're not there and Brett's there, Brett's doing week 3. I'm just letting you know. Like, if you would be 0-1 at that point, Brett would be 1-0 at that point. We're benching you and we're going to the new starter. Like, it just makes logistical sense.
I am so glad you don't make decisions at the radio station.
He seems to be agreeing with me.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Well,
we got to go with what works, man.
Look, I just want to come back here.
Right. Hey, really quick, though, before we wrap up, we do have a programming alert that this came from Jamie Sheremy just a second ago. Saturday's match, South Lafourche against Parkview Volleyball, has been canceled. Parkview has a rash of illnesses, and
scared.
Probably. Rash of illnesses. They will not make the match up. So she just sent that note to us. I know we were talking about that match. Saturday, South Lafourche and Parkview, nothing. His game has been not postponed, it's been canceled. They will not play.
Let me see if I can.
Look at that.
Go back and watch. And
I already saw. Yeah, I'm well aware.
People that want to tune in tomorrow, our YouTube broadcast. When you go onto YouTube, you have to search Coastal Broadcasting Network for the link. We have a lot of people that are searching different, either South Lafourche or whatever.
Looking up KLEB.
KLEB. It has to be Coastal Broadcasting Network, and that'll bring you to the link for the game.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. That'll do it for Inside Tarpon Athletics. I want to thank Luke Plaison's back at the studio, of course, the boss man, Truck.
And our crowd, man. We had some folks come out tonight. Appreciate that.
Crowd. Hopefully, we can get it more and more. The Terry L. Hunter Foundation. Yes, thank you all very much.
Yes.
And for Casey did Gisclair, this is Coach Brian Callais wishing you all a very good evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Play by Play. Keep it